want to grow as a grower? Are you tired of being put to sleep by your educational growcasts? Are you tired of hearing about products you don't fucking want and can't afford? Are you tired of being told how you should grow? Hi, I'm Johnny Apple, and joining me is everyone's favorite amphibian, the Reverend Pirate Frog. Join us as we sift through the bullshit on the internet and try to get better as growers. This is your average grow.
Hey, dude.
Hey, man, what's up?
Not much. Just fucking waking up early to do this shit. What's going on, man?
Same thing, man. Woke up early enough to make sure I got my chimney clean. I've been having issues with that fucking wood stove. I got wet wood. What a pain in the ass time of year it is.
Yeah, dude, you'll have to fill me in. I don't quite know. I don't have a wood fireplace, obviously, and wood fires are banned currently, or were before the storm. We put out those notices where you can't burn wood. No wood fires allowed currently. But if you use wet wood, you just fuck up your chimney.
Yeah, it just burns like shit. It doesn't ever turn into good solid coals. It just, you have to burn it with so much airflow that it just turns to dust and it just clogs up your chimney because it's so wet. And I think
that makes a lot of sense.
Creosote, and it's just nasty shit to do. And you don't get any sort of fucking thermal units out of it. So it's almost a waste of fucking time burning wet wood.
Yeah, got to do what you got to do, I'd imagine.
Yeah, just like the garden. But fuck, what do you got going on with yours, man? You just about chopped, right?
Yeah, dude. I chopped 7 days ago, so I've been drying this week.
Fucking boring part, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and I was supposed to turn around and plant my other tent real quick and do the churn and burn, real kind of steal from Groans perpetual, but I haven't. I was dealing with Captain and stuff like that, so I haven't had an opportunity to have a free second.
Right on. How's he doing, by the way?
He's laying next to me currently, dude. He's good. He's getting better every day. His movements getting
right on.
back. He's got this wound back there that he keeps chewing on, and I'm trying to let it to heal, but he won't listen. So I had him in one of those inflatable cones at the shop, trying to keep him from biting on it and shit. But I feel so bad. He can't walk and shit because he's short. So.
Fucking cruel way to walk around.
Yeah, but so I had to carry him for a couple days because he couldn't put any weight. Like, I don't know if he hurt himself getting out of a car or if he was playing with my dad's dog at the shop and kind of hurt it looked kind of like he fucked up his ribs and hip area.
Jesus.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. So I discovered him in the morning, panting in the dark, and that dude hasn't slept anywhere besides me for fucking 12, 13 years now. So tripped me out. It was a buzzkill first thing in the morning for sure. But he's on the mend now, and he's fucking getting treated like a king by Megan. So I'm not 100% sure how much he's healed. Like, he's getting better, but he kind of still fakes it a little bit for his sake with Megan.
Right. Oh, of course.
Yeah. He's a smart dude. Look, I do the same thing with her. I'm supposed to say, no, but yeah, he's good, dude. So I haven't had a chance to plant. Also being busy at work, and so I think I'm just gonna wait another 7 days and save myself the electricity, to be honest with you.
Right on.
So, especially out in California when we have peak hours and all that shit, it just, any amount to save feels justified. So waiting another week doesn't seem like the end of the world.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, a week, as long as you got head stash, it's not really going to set you back none.
Yeah.
And especially if it's going to line up your timing and your tent's going to be more available. You're going to be more focused on one thing, and instead of fucking trying to dry and maneuver around all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, especially too, because we're getting right now, I have to have my portable AC running, even though it's in the winter and it's raining, because it's just the way that my dry works, right?
Right.
And I just don't want the extra electricity and all that nonsense. It's like I can wait the week, and really the only reason I was going to rush was to get in to the time frame set for the night out grow along,
Yeah.
grow together. But what's funny about that is I happen to know a dude who works at grow along, so I can just plant whatever the fuck I want.
Right. It's not like you're gonna win one of the prizes.
I know, yeah. I mean, and I win, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Nobody gets shit.
Thanks for joining along in our grow together, and I win.
I win. No, but I figured, there's no sense in rushing it. I'll take it. Anytime you try and rush anything, you fuck it up. So I'm gonna take another 7 days, deal with everything, get my garden set exactly how I want it, and plant. So I guess that just means that everyone else has 7 more days to plant their seeds if they want to join together.
Fucking A. There you go. How's your dry going? Is it hovering at 60-60 with that AC or?
Yeah. The beginning was a little rough, not because the humidity's not been on point. The most fluctuation I ever get is, I think the highest it ever gets is like 61.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always stays at it's 60. That's why I use the portable AC, right? Because
Fuck
it's
yeah.
also the dehumidifier, and also I can't keep constant temp. So, but the first day I was dealing with real low temperatures, like it was the 52 degrees, 53 degrees in the tent.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was real cold. And so I was like, oh shit, so it was all about finding that balance of sometimes you have to open the bottom vent a little, just
Yeah.
juggling to find the right amount of AC being pumped in and pumped out at the same time to maintain my 60-60, which does suck too, because your portable AC runs nonstop for 2 weeks minimum.
Oh yeah.
Because
I've got so
there's
many
no temperature. Yeah.
refrigerators around here,
Oh
and
yeah.
fucking I live in my basement half the time, so we're running dehumidifiers.
Oh
and
yeah,
man.
the struggle exactly,
Oh,
and it's like, so it's always that feeling of like, I really want, like, if everything hadn't happened with Captain and I was just super busy at work, I probably would have planned it, right?
right.
But when you get the other thing, you're like, man, I could get 7 days, save the money on electricity. My dry will be done by then. Luckily I live, in a legal state anyway, so if I was ever worried about running out of head stash, I wouldn't have to. But I'm
Right.
also I'm like, I'm close enough to where I'm like, yeah, it might be short a day, but I can live. Um, so it's just smarter all around.
Yeah, exactly.
Me
Why
and
fucking
rushing things doesn't go well. I'm so clumsy. I just drop shit and trip.
That's exactly why my life ended up the way it is, because I'm a fucking procrastinator and rush to get everything done, but I'm a fucking klutz.
Yep, it is, dude. It's the only reason that I've still held off on like getting the ball vape that I wanted, because you have to have like a little dedicated area for it, and it gets hot, and I'm just like, I'm still gonna get one. I just will inevitably burn the shit out of myself.
That's why I don't have a fucking press yet.
Yeah,
Like I could so fucking stand, because like, man, at night I just get sick of smoking so fucking much. Just a quick
yeah,
little
the
fucking
joints are,
light
yeah.
dab before bed would be fucking great. I just can't justify a press sitting around here right now and spending $400 or $500 on a fucking little one.
Yeah, as someone who hasn't dabbed, I don't even want to start thinking about that aspect of like wanting to start spending money there either.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very very comfortably like numb and ignorant to most of it right now, so it's very good. Um, but yeah, so my life's pretty boring in the grow aspect. Uh, Always good to be busy at work, but I guess we can talk about what I am gonna plant.
Fuck
And
yeah.
I think I've shared it, but I've got Cosmic Apprentice coming up for the Night Owl. Um, and then I'm doing the Tangy Wedding from Big Green Guy. And then in the Alabrije tent, I'm doing Tangy again. Tangy the F3.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I'm super stoked on that, man. We'll see what she does. Honored to have Alabrije send me those seeds, and Tangy's always so closely, tied to us because we started everything with it. So it's super fun to just be able to grow it again, and to do it with, I have Alabrije Tangy, and then to have Big Green Guy's Tangy. It's just another example of my cup overrunning. I've got
Dude,
so
there's
many cool
something
friends doing cool
special.
shit. Yeah.
There's something special about her, that's for sure. I don't know how much I'm allowed to share, but I will just say this. I know for sure his work with Tangy is not yet done.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we can't say, as lame as that is, and I hate being that person, but I know that there's a reason particularly for you to be very excited.
Yeah.
Um, but getting away from the danger zone that Alebrije, I'm sure, is going, don't say anything, you fucking stoner bastards.
No, I just don't know how much of his work he wants to share until it's
Yeah,
complete.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
No,
So,
exactly. I'm just Josh, and he doesn't care. We are,
yeah.
as they say, Johnny.
Average.
Yeah, but also, who's this podcast brought to you by?
Well, we're sponsored by him, of course.
But so I've got Cosmic Apprentice, Tangy F3, and then Tangy Wedding going, and it was a tough choice because I have Rudy's tester that I really need to grow that has Cosmic Apprentice in there, the Crucible, and then I also have Cosmic Queen that Inhuman Theory he gave me, and I really want to grow, but because I'm doing the Tangy and you planted Tangies, I got to go with the tester Tangy and then Tangy Wedding, because if all else fails, I definitely know that BGG's plant's going to give me yield, right?
Fucking A, it will.
Yeah, I've got fucking last Froggetful took the 2x4, so
I was gonna say that took the whole thing, right? It blanketed
yeah,
that whole fucking bottom space, right?
it took the entire 2x4. If I trained it at all, I could have gotten it to fill out the entire, touch every wall, but
Right.
I did nothing but remove leaves. Yeah, and I top dressed, and I top dressed a lot of I used gnarly barley this round because I didn't have the time to do my own spreaded CTs. Like I did 2 in the beginning. I did one at the 15 days before the first bottom water, and then one during stretch. But I just used gnarly barley for everything else and top dressed that sparsely. And man, she did all the work herself. It was incredible. It was plug and play. I did nothing.
That's fucking awesome. Isn't that the way
Yeah.
it should be?
Yeah, it absolutely is. And it's like almost every Alebrije I've ever grown is exactly the same way. You just watch her grow, and it's amazing.
Fucking A, man. I
Yeah.
love it.
There's a reason that I've got 3 earth boxes that I filled with literally 3 of the best, and it runs into issues because damn, there's so much good shit you want to run from all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta hit the lotto so we can get a huge YAG compound.
Just more tents.
Just more tents. That's all we want. World
Wait,
domination.
aren't you close enough to Tent City?
Yeah, outside my shop. No. Unfortunately they don't have the electrical hookups that I need yet.
Good
But
point.
I did get 2 or 3 RVs show up, but they got run out very quickly. But that's a whole nother issue. Let's talk about something fun. What's going on in your neck of the woods? How many feet of snow are you under currently?
We got about a foot
Oh, okay.
total. I think it's not too bad. Plus, it's all that light, fluffy stuff. So literally, I shoveled my sidewalks with a fucking leaf blower.
Dude, the light fluffy shit. That stuff's dude, I have no idea. I've never lived in snow.
Well, you get heavy, wet snow. It's like when it's warmer out, it's heavier for some reason. But when it's really cold out, it's just really light, fluffy stuff, and it blows really easily. Like if you have a snow blower, when it's light, fluffy stuff, you come in with a face full of just white snow because it just flies in the air. It's light and fluffy. So I literally shoveled my sidewalk with the leaf blower.
Oh, so they call the white fluffy stuff Johnny because it blows so easy?
Yes.
Ah,
Yep.
good.
We had a good Johnny snowing.
We're gonna have to use different terms though, because Johnnying is gonna start meaning so many things that the whole vocabulary will be like, oh yeah, no, Johnny won. Anyhow, what's going on in your
and blows with the shot back.
Exactly.
Shit. No, but you were talking about how just you did that Froggetful naturally. I did 3 of my apple dragons naturally.
Yeah.
I did that trifoid one natural. I didn't fucking I topped it. At one point I had to top it because it kept just going up and up and up and up. So I was like, I have to top this so these side branches get a chance. And that was the only training I did. It was just that one topping and then all the rest of the side branches. Once they met up and were at the same height, that's when I flipped them. And then she just did the work from there. And she's fucking inches from the light in that Gorilla Grow tent.
Yeah,
She
and
literally,
that's the
you can look.
extended one, right?
Yeah, that's taller than the AC Infinity. So I got the Gorilla Light 2x4, the light line.
Yeah, the
And then
thinner
next
one,
to,
right?
yeah, it's a thinner
Great.
material. It's still a fucking great tent.
I fucking like the way they look, though.
Yeah, and the way they work, the way their doors open and their vents, I like it better than the AC Infinity. They're a little more pricey, but I do like it better. I wouldn't spend the money on the thicker canvas. I don't see a need for it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I do like the height. That's why I went with it.
Yeah.
But putting that tent right next to the AC Infinity, that one Apple Dragon in the Gorilla tent, you could see she would be popping out of the top of that tent. She's as tall as the AC Infinity tent.
Yeah, it's crazy. And she's so she's beautiful all the way up though.
Mm-hmm. It's just weird the way she grew. So I'm definitely interested to see how she smokes because I got a cut of 3 of the 4 of them.
Hell yeah.
And I'm thinking I'm narrowing it down to the ones that are in the 2x4.
Okay.
Because I got the other one was scrogged out. The one on the left in the
Yeah.
AC Infinity, I definitely scrogged that one out. Because I knew she was a shorter tent, and the other one I just wanted to see what it would do if I let it go and just stretch all the way up, and she did.
It's definitely impressive.
But yeah, I just with those earth boxes, the only one I top dressed was the bigger one on the right side.
Oh, right on.
And the only thing I haven't even put compost on it. I just put some
Just
craft
worm
blend in it.
castings?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
No, not even worm castings yet.
Wow.
I put some worms in there with the with just a top dressing. And
wow, that's
she's
incredible.
finishing up well. It's just I known that even though I had 3 runs, I knew that I haven't depleted the soil in there. Not with the top dressings. You can see it. The feeder roots and the plants will let you know. So I really did just push these earth boxes without touching it. And the one on the left that's in that scrogged tent, I haven't done a thing to that soil. The only thing I've put in there was the leaves I took off of the plant.
Wow.
Yeah. And
That's
she's
healthy as
raging
shit.
like she's super rich too. You don't see a fucking depletion in her.
No, I
She's
was
got
gonna say, there's
really
nothing.
dark, so I knew that soil was super hot.
Yeah.
And
How
it's
far
still
along in
not
flower
really.
is she?
I think they're like 7 weeks because I planted December 1st.
Okay.
So if I did the math, because math is fun. 1, 2, 3, 4,
We're counting on
5,
air again.
6, 7 weeks, man.
That's amazing.
Yep. So they're getting really close, which is nice because they're all starting to senesce. They got those purple leaves. Even that one with the dark green and that super soil or the super rich, she had really fucking dark leaves, and she was the last one to start to turn purple. And she's now starting to turn purple, but it's like this weird brown because she went from a dark green leaf to into purple. Whereas the other ones had that, bright green, really healthy looking leaves, not super rich, just spot on. When these ones turned purple, they went fucking right to purple. The other ones took a little bit longer to start that senescence process.
Right on.
It's fucking cool to watch, man. And I'm sure it
love
has something to do with the light. Because if you move a leaf, the leaf underneath it is still green. So it only turns purple where the fucking light's shining down on it. It's so fucking fun to watch.
Yeah, man. I love nature. So that's your apple dragon, right? You have 3.
4.
4. What else?
Yep.
What else you got going? You've got that auto bed.
Yep. So my autoflower bed, the funeral. My tongue is not going to work again tonight.
It's okay.
My funeral desserts, 2 of them never popped. I put 2 seeds. Everything I had more than 3 seeds of, I put 2 seeds in just to make sure something would pop. The funeral desserts, neither of them popped. So the other ones are so far along. They're like 11 days now. I'm just not going to pop another one. So I got 3 autos going in that 4x4 now. A tangy, which I only had 3 of the tangy seeds. So she only got 1. Luckily, that one popped. She's looking great. And then I got that Star Fox and the strawberry milk and cookies, and they're both looking good.
Yeah, it's going to be a great bed in a couple of weeks here. It's going to be.
They're looking really good. That one was the one that cover cropped all crazy like.
Yeah.
Had that beautiful mat of those big fucking leaves. So chopped all that down, put some craft blend and some mustard seed meal on top with my own worm castings, and then covered it up with that plastic where it got hot.
Yeah, dude.
Remember, it was fucking like composting on top
Yeah.
of that. Yeah, man, that was so freaking. I was worried, so I waited for that to cool down before I did anything, and then just took a big fucking handful of soil out, put some like seedling soil in the middle, and planted them.
They're loving it, man.
I'm loving it. I'm definitely seeing like I'm gonna need some mulch layer because what I had was a big thick layer of that mushroom straw mulch from Build a
Yeah.
Soil. That
What bed did you put down the black trash bag on?
that was the same one with the mushroom straw mulch. So that's why
Okay.
I'm like I'm not sure what to do right now because my worm castings are sitting on top, but I've got such a thick layer of fucking straw down there with the worm castings on top. I think I just kind of got to let it go until I plant another cover crop now. You know, because I've got, so what happened was I threw the seed down and then I put that thick layer of the straw mulch. And then when I chopped the fucking cover crop and calf blend and then worm castings on top of that, now I got like a really thick mulch compost layer, but now my worm castings are on top instead of seeing the mulch on top. So
Yeah, I
the
mean,
worm castings are drying out.
you just have to keep watering them, right?
Exactly. Yep. That's the only thing I've been doing is
Yeah.
just misting that top layer. I haven't put any water in the bed because remember, this is my first, like, not my first, like my third or fourth go at autos in the big bed, and I just haven't had success. So I'm like trying my damnedest to focus. I got the moisture meter, the Eco Wet fucking meter in there.
How are you liking that thing?
I'm liking them, man. It really is telling me when I have to get up off my ass and fucking water these things.
That's amazing.
And still with that one bed, I haven't watered at all. I've just been keeping that fucking top layer moist and it's been holding there. So these seedlings really haven't got shit for water.
It's really nice seeing the graphs and everything to reinforce what you have already been doing, like your watering practices. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it would suck to plug it in and be like, yeah, you don't have to water for a while, and then the day after you plug them in, you're just like, oh shit, turns out I've been wrong this whole fucking time. God damn it.
Exactly.
But
it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, of course not. Almost everything I think is wrong at one point. No, that's awesome, man. So that bed's kicking ass.
It's doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way they're looking right now. I've been comparing them to a lot of other people's along the same time frame, and they're lining up with what everybody else is seeing. And definitely not the people in Cocoa though. Everyone who is they just
it's like a
autoflowers.
False idol,
yeah, when they're at fucking day 14, you're like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, cocoa plants are some of the fucking raddest, dude. They get so big, but yeah,
organic is definitely so slower. But so from what I'm seeing with everybody in organic, right along the same time frame, that 10 to 14 day window, I'm right in there with everybody else. So I feel like I'm having a pretty successful run with this in these big beds this time.
I think it's one of the better benefits that they grow together is if you get to kind of see everybody at your pace. So it's that instead of having to feel like you're like, oh, I fucked something up. Do I got to ask someone? You can kind of look and be like, okay, I didn't, and not have to worry, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's nice to see, like, especially in the Discord, everybody sharing their pictures. It's just like, it's fucking nice to just have a conversation and not be like, okay, well, what the fuck did you do? You should have added CalMag. No, it's just like, all right, well, let's talk through it, man. Let's see. What do you think happened? Why do you think it looks bad? It looks good to me. Fucking, that type of shit.
Yeah.
It's all that type of love in this grow together. It's just,
it is fun. One of the benefits of our community and just not participating in that nonsense.
Yeah.
Also, it helps that we just are fucking terrible because then you're just like, what are you going to do? You can't fucking be like, can't go after the host of the show. Yeah, we know.
We got a network. It's a fucking security blanket.
Yeah. Yes, we are terrible. We accept that. Anyhow, yeah, no, but it's kicking off, man. There's some fucking killer fucking people taking great pictures and starting growing, and they keep joining. So like I said, man, I'm probably like 7 days away. So if you haven't joined yet and you want to, feel fucking free. Also, I'm sending a package out to someone with seeds. I've sent census is out, but when he gets it, it would be unfair because it's already past the time. So he gets a
Jesus.
pass forever because of my dumbass.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I would. There's a lot of people growing his Daz's stuff, and we can't thank him enough for sending. I think we've given away 2 packs now, right?
I think all of
We've
that.
got
Yeah. Anyways.
yeah, we've got more to give away. So come fucking check it out.
Hell yeah, dude.
Consider this the last warning though, because I think by next week I'll have planted. I
Well,
mean,
I think the idea is to get everybody harvested by 420 and have everything kind of
yeah,
submitted, and we'll figure out what the fuck we do. And we like every time we have a grow together, we kind of let the community decide what fucking prizes and blah blah blah. It all sort of happens organically. So I think
yeah,
that's the idea, is just to put a fucking deadline on it, because by then we should have something figured out.
yes,
You know.
that's the whole point. Because it's
Plus,
not
the
like
fun is really in just like growing along and having it being like, okay, so this person happened to be the first time planting a fucking night owl seed, and he happened to be the one that won, or she happened to be the one that fucking won a pack of fucking night owl.
yeah, exactly. It's also I don't know if people realize, but there is no like necessarily grand prize for best plant.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
it's you win shit along the way. We're just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Also, who would we be to judge that anyway? So, um, but yeah, no, I mean, what else is going in your garden? Sorry, that was a
Nah,
tangent.
man. It's fucking good to take a break from talking about my shit for a while.
That's why it's not like it's nice when it's on my end because I get to hear all the catch up, but also my garden's just hanging for 7 more days at a minimum. So
Well, let me
I'm
ask you
good.
this really quickly to
Yeah,
transition
yeah.
it back to you for a second. Why not start in a solo cup and do a transplant?
Well, because I would have to start the solo cup somewhere, right?
Okay, so you don't have any tent space.
Well, I know I have a 2x4 that's sitting right next to my dry tent right
Oh,
now.
it'd be too cold though.
It would be, but it's yeah. I mean, well, that tent would be either too hot or too cold, dependent on where I've got my AC pumping out the hot air, right?
Right.
The portable AC. So it's. I also have to run extension cords from my house to my grow, right? So I'm limited by like one tent is on one system, like considered system, right? And on
Circuit.
yeah, on one circuit, and then the other tent is on another circuit. And so I have to like I can't plug my dry tent and the portable AC into the same circuit.
Got you. So you're just
It's a
limited by power restrictions, and yeah,
always.
you really have like schematics to your whole shit.
Yeah, it's I don't know what a schematic is, but
I don't know
it's
either.
I was it a mix between semantic and schematic? Probably.
Yes.
But no, it is always very interesting because it's like I would love to get a bigger tent and do everything like that, but I'm very limited to I mean, I'm essentially one room, right? And I
Yeah.
have to divide my power based on that. So, yay for California living, baby.
I mean, I had to go through it once I moved all my space, my
Oh
my
yeah, I
whole
mean,
fucking grow out into the garage here. I had to run all different wires. So each 4x4 has its own fucking breaker, and then the 2x4s have their own breaker. And then
yeah,
the
dude,
whole other room is on its whole other breaker. So I got 3 or 4 different breakers coming into this fucking one room.
that's essentially what I do. Is my 2x4 operates on its own, and then the 2x3 operates on its own. And so when I combined it into the dry tent and I have to use both of them for one, there are workarounds. It's just a pain, and it's always like
Yeah.
in the back of your mind, like how much work do I want to do to start
A
7 days
week.
early,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Fuck
So it's
that.
like there are workarounds, and like I do every time that I'm short and I'm like getting short on head stash, I'm like, man, I should have started 7 days earlier. But then I'm like, man, it's not the end of the fucking world. Stop fiending, you freak.
I'm
Um,
running low on head stash right now. I'm worried. Like I got 3 jars of white sauce left, and I'm probably 2 weeks away from so I'm 6 weeks away from having fucking herb
oh
in
fuck
jars, and I've
yeah.
got 3 jars left.
I'm 7 days and I've got just the top left, like literally like probably less than an I don't know, maybe a little more than an eighth of head stash still. And I'm just sitting there like, oh,
Yep.
Luckily, like I said, I live in
Bag fill
Texas.
balloons.
Yeah, exactly. Go.
Start filling bags. There, I mean, joints burn through so much fucking.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
looking at my ashtray right now. Like, how much of these fucking clippings can I put in a bong?
you look like it's so ridiculous. You look at how much you waste with fucking, and not waste, but I did waste a lot of just like, I'll fucking, I don't even keep them, right? Like I just because I'm out and active. If I'm walking the dog, I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna put this out and save it.
Yeah,
Just like, oh
no,
shit.
no. My ashtray. We'll sit here and we'll smoke together, share a fucking king size. But by the time you still get like, I don't know, an inch left, it's like, ugh, I'm over this thing. It's starting to burn harsh,
Especially
and
if it's
the
been
end.
a long night and your
Mhm.
throat's just like, it's not worth the fucking payoff. Like,
Exactly.
I'm done.
So I
Yeah,
sit.
and
We have a fucking ashtrays all over the place, full of these fucking things.
oh yeah, it is always funny the first couple weeks after the dry and you're weed rich and you're just like, sure, I'll smoke 6 joints right this second. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
And in the end, you're like, why? Why did I need to do that
Yeah.
extra one? Like I could have
And
saved it.
now and now your fucking tolerance is so fucking high. You need to smoke 8 to
Ruined.
get high at
Yep.
the end of your stash, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's a funny balancing act, but it is part of the fun.
Fuck it. Well, speaking of, I mean, like, speaking of head stash, I like photos and keeping moms around.
Hmm.
That's I'm out of hella jelly. I've been out of hella jelly. The closest thing I have to that type of fucking medicine is still growing at dad's house. He's probably 2 weeks away from harvest too. So
Yeah,
it's
it's a
just
bitch,
like,
ain't it?
damn, man, I got to do better with the way I use
The
my medicine
planning.
instead of
Yeah.
just smoking all my fucking hella jelly all at once. I got to
Yeah.
use it in more of a medicinal fashion.
I am 100% guilty of smoking my favorite almost entirely first, or instead of like, there's still stuff I have jars of that I don't particularly like, that I dive into, like in instances now where I smoke when I'm like, well, that's all I got left. But almost
Yep.
always, if I like something, I'm like, well, I'm gonna smoke that till it's gone. And I
Yep.
really wish I wasn't, because like Stony has his apothecary, a pocket. I can't fucking speak. You know that word.
Yeah, you want me to
Where
fucking pronounce it? Get out of here.
yeah, dude, these wake and bakes are detrimental to my speaking. My lisp starts coming out, and I just start slurring words like I'm still drunk.
So you sound like
Um,
Johnny.
yeah, no, no, but have the option to treat each actual like life event currently at that time would be awesome. But I just lack the pre-planning to do
Oh,
it.
100%. It's
I'm
just like,
just
oh,
like,
you know what
you
I
know, what'd be
want
good
right
right now.
now?
Yeah,
Tangy.
exactly,
I want some
exactly.
tangy.
Yep. And every time I'm like, this is a consequence of my own actions, but I won't learn because whatever.
Yeah.
But yes, it is a common problem. But I think it's especially hard when you have moms that you're keeping alive, and you running low on medicine, because you're like, I need to start it, but I already have a mom, so you know what?
Uh,
Like you almost think you're a little bit ahead of what you really are.
Yeah. But now I still, so even when I'm ready to take a cut from this mom, I have to get her fucking healthy again. So right now, the hella
Exactly.
jelly mom I got is, I don't remember if I sifted. I think she's an unsifted castings.
Oh, okay.
So I think I just took it might even be a 5 gallon bag, but I didn't fill it all the way up. And I just put her in unsifted worm cat. You should see all the fucking tomato seeds and pepper seeds popping up in this. It's fucking hilarious. I've got a tomato seedling cover crop.
There you go. It's
um,
like Strong Island's got that tomato bonsai sacrifice too.
yep,
Did he
it's
show?
exact, just like that. But now she looks healthy in there. She's doing fucking great.
Oh yeah.
But I've got to get her to a raging point, which means I'd have to put her in a different tent and crank up the lights and
Mhm.
get her some good humidity because
You
she's
want
just
her as
in.
healthy as possible if you're gonna take cuts and go to flour.
That is what I have found to be the most successful fucking trait is taking healthy fucking cuts when she's
Yeah,
at her
well,
healthiest.
you know how like when you are really sick and shit and giving blood sucks a lot?
Mm-hmm.
It's you gotta think it's the same thing, right? It's a lot easier to fucking to take tests and sacrifice yourself if you're healthy.
100%. So that's just nature of the beast. She looks good in there, but I mean, she's not ready. You wouldn't want to take a cut right now. and then flipper, and you'd still fucking. It's just you're a little bit ahead of the game, but no, not really. You still
Yeah.
have to plan around how long it's going to take for her to root them cuts.
You at
And then
least
you've got
know that you like it. That's
yeah,
about as far ahead as you can be.
yeah, that's exactly right. You're not ahead of the game at all, other than you know what exact medicine you're going to fucking have at the end. But no, I have still have 3. So I took one of the cuts from the apple dragon. I put into a 2-gallon pot with the same soil, and both of those look good. She's actually doing some weird shit because I had taken those cuts like week 3 in flower. So they always sometimes end up fucking like re-vegging for a while. So they throw those weird 1-leaf fucking curls and spirals. And
Yeah.
the idea for me is just until I've made a choice on whether I want to fucking keep a mom of these around, just keep them alive enough. Cause like um the what's the word I'm looking for? Semantics of keeping fucking plants alive in a solo cup and a 2x4 and keeping these healthy and raging and looking good. It's a lot, man. So my
Yeah.
thing is just keep them healthy enough to alive to the time you know whether or not you want to fucking keep them around or not. So they look like shit sometimes in their solo cups, but I literally
Well,
trim them back as far as I can, keep maybe
exactly.
2 little baby branches, and
I was gonna say, I mean, you don't want to put that kind of effort into shit you don't like.
exactly.
You
Yep,
gotta want it.
for sure. So it's just keeping them around is
Well,
the
right the
main
fuck
goal,
on.
just until you know. But
Well, I wanted to ask you about your worm bin. Actually, we got a couple people that ask us questions about worms, and we did a worm episode early, but we should revisit some of it. What do you got in your worm bin right now? If what's have you you've expanded your worm bins, right?
no, I've just started paying more fucking
Oh,
attention to the urban bag I've got now. Because
okay.
like I took almost a year off from
Yeah.
paying attention to it. It wasn't until like the garden outdoors started growing again that I had shit to start putting in there. And it was like, I'm not even sure there's worms alive anymore. So I haven't added any worms.
Party
I just
baskets.
started adding
Yeah.
food and seeing if they would come to the top. And sure as shit, there was. So my population of worms could have been down to 20.
They'll rebuild, man.
And
You're
they
crazy.
have. So between like, I don't know, maybe I started it back up in June or July or some shit like that. Between then and now, it's fucking raging full of worms. There's probably 1,000 to 2,000 worms in there. Um,
Hell yeah.
and like right now, I put some green beans on top of it with some like banana peels, and these fucking the mycelium matting that came over top of them was huge. I was
Yeah, dude.
I was curious because I'll tell you what I had done, but I had just made a mistake. So I really just started a new top layer on this fucking thing. So I was
Uh-huh.
curious to see what that mycelium was doing. So I lifted it up and I saw just a fucking good little handful of worms all piled up. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Because I think I had over harvested. I think I had a fucking like the entire center caved out on me, and all like the leaf mold and all the fucking pumpkin shit that I had on top of there, it all came out the bottom, and I had this big hole when I opened up the top. I was like, fuck.
I had that happen to
So
me.
I had this like pile of fucking basically compost at this point. I was like, fuck. So I just poured that whole thing back in there. It's kind of like mixed in. So I got to start a whole new fucking top layer.
There you go. Get some cardboard, or if you have if you want to be fancy, you can get some cocoa.
I think what I'm going to do is start another mat of fucking wheatgrass.
Yeah, that works great
Yeah.
too.
So I got to get some wheat seed and start that, because I'm seeing them coming up to this top layer and I want more worms. I think
Mhm.
another fucking breeding round is in fucking play here.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I've got a couple. I'm just getting up, setting up that those rolling racks that I have for the breeding,
Mm-hmm.
which are just a bunch of trays that are shallow with cardboard and cocoa mixed, and then I just put a bunch of worms in there and then feed them. After a couple weeks, get a bunch of cocoons, harvest the cocoons. There's a whole fuck ton of videos on YouTube that explain it way better. I can't remember the name of the guy that you and I watch off the top of my head right now.
Captain Matt.
Yeah,
Yep.
He has some great videos. He's super positive dude. Awesome guy.
And
Live.
he was just did an episode on YouTube with the Adirondack Worm Farm guy.
Oh yeah, who was also on our podcast.
Yep.
How
Yep. He
fucking
went and did a
awesome.
tour. So if anybody's curious, the Adirondack Worm farm, we had him on the show fucking probably about a year ago, anyways, at
Yeah.
least.
Super knowledgeable guy. The internet was fucking terrible, so we ought to redo that one day because he had so much great information. But
Yeah, hell yeah.
now
I've actually been
everything else.
motivated with like he does a fucking like bucket drop off system. He
Yeah,
literally takes his buckets and drops it off around the community and then goes picks them up and that's what he feeds his fucking worms with. So I
it's
started thinking
genius.
about doing that around here, like my family, drop them off a
Yeah,
bucket and say put your scraps in here because I don't have enough fucking to feed
yeah.
fucking worms.
Especially when they get big and you want them to keep reproducing, you got to keep them well fed.
Big time.
Ain't nobody boning on an empty stomach, homeboy.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
But yeah, there's all kinds of great information out there. We always recommend starting your worm bin at anything, man. I've made one out of a trash can, which I would revisit and make better. But I think I even put the plans on our Discord. Um, I've got the tray one that you got me, and then I got two at work, and then the breeding rack, and then the one in the garage here too. So that stuff's solid gold.
Fuck
If
yeah,
you have any
man.
questions, look into it, reach out, man. We always recommend it. It's probably the best thing you can do as an organic gardener.
Holy shit, dude. The worm castings that come out of my bin,
Oh, they're phenomenal.
because of the way I run my worm bin, I have thrown like old potting soil in there that have like root mass and shit in there. I'll break that up and use that as a fucking brown layer. So it's got perlite and it's got fucking pumice in it
Perfect.
and it's got rice hulls. So my worm castings, after I'm done sifting them, oftentimes some fucking rice hulls have gotten through. So I have like an
Yeah.
aerated worm castings. It's fucking,
I
you
get a
see
lot
the
of rice
rove
bowls. Yeah.
beetles and the fucking, man, it's just beautiful shit.
Oh, dude, and the plants absolutely love. Like you said, you plant right into that unsifted shit, and some plants fucking take off.
They love it, man. There is no deficiencies. They're happy.
Yeah,
These are
but
like rooted cuts that I've taken from flower that have re-vegged in this fucking soil now.
yeah, that's
It's
fucking phenomenal. It is definitely something. There's a lot of tips and tricks. We'll
it's
do
not
a.
hard.
No, it's so easy. It's so easy that I can do it, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Um, it's always funny too because you envision like you'll be like, oh, you set them up to breed, and people are like, oh, what's that entail? Oh, nothing. You just set
Mhm.
them in separate containers,
Yeah.
and you just have to. They have to be shallow, and you can cycle through them quickly, right? That's
That's
it.
what I want to do is get like I know that Captain Matt, he runs a fucking nursery. So once
Yeah,
he goes from that breeding tray, instead of like sifting out the
that's
cocoons
what
and stuff, he just throws them in the nursery.
I've got at work right now. I've got the breeding tray, and then I've got a tote nursery, and that tote nursery has wheatgrass on top as their top layer. And so they're growing up and then laying babies in the wheatgrass and eventually having babies. But I would love to get like a massive like ton, one of those ton
Yeah,
bags he
1 ton
uses
bags. Oh
as
fuck,
a
man.
nursery. That would be fucking amazing.
So moving that thing around is the only
Oh,
reason I haven't
it
started a
would be a
1 ton bag.
bastard. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it would be an absolute bastard. And imagine having to sift a ton by hand. Fuck that.
He doesn't sift them. They're
I
ready when
know,
he's
but
done.
you would
I don't know
yeah,
how he
but
does that.
I don't. There's got to be something because otherwise you're also including a ton worth of worms with this. I mean, maybe
No,
I don't
they
know.
all come to the top. Have you seen him harvest one of those yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh man,
I
it's
haven't
unique
checked.
as shit.
Is it
He like brings them all to the top by like giving them a food layer right on the
so?
top, and
That's
they're
fucking
all
amazing.
in the top, and then he just fucking literally like scrapes them off the top with a fucking roof rake.
Yeah, because I know, like a lot of farms use the wedge method, like large, like medium sized worm farms, I guess, use the
Mm-hmm.
wedge method, right? Like giant troughs, and then slowly remove as you're pushing them towards food.
Yep,
But it is very labor intensive for sure on at scale.
big
So
time.
that 1 ton bag is like fucking rad.
It's super rad. Big
But
time.
anywho, that's a whole
Upscaling.
episode for another day. Yeah. We don't need to talk about the logistics of large scale worm farming on your average grow. we,
Yeah, right.
we don't even understand it well enough. Um,
That's why
we
we're
don't understand
average.
anything well. Yeah,
Your average
exactly.
worm farm.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty fucking short episode. What else? You got anything else you want to touch on?
Well, I was just gonna say it's getting to be that time. Start thinking about your outdoor gardens if you're into that sort of thing. I just got some of my seeds. I know Howling ordered his seeds, and a few other guys were in the Discord ordering their seeds, and it's gonna be a fun year, I think.
Yeah, I can't believe
So,
it's been a year of this that you're now re warning people to start looking at seeds for outdoor season.
yeah,
That's fucking wild.
I think a couple episodes ago, the one with Flammulated was our 75th episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's that's 75 weeks almost. We've been doing this a while, man. So thanks for being
Yes.
here with me.
No, thank you, my friend.
And
You,
thanks for the fucking community support around us fucking clowns
yes.
doing what we do.
It's why we continue to do this, you know. We're proud of the fact that we're unsponsored and we have nothing but love and fun with our community. That's
Fucking
all we
A,
give
man.
a fuck about, interviewing our friends and wasting their time. Yag, baby. I'm gonna go into the sermon that baby pretty much just steals that premise right away. I was trying to say piggyback and I couldn't fucking say it for some reason. Fucking you mess with my recording schedule, I can't talk or think. That's my
I
excuse.
know. I'm sorry. It's my
Oh, I
fault.
don't give a shit. Yeah, it's when I agreed, it was your goddamn fault. No, I was gonna once again this week's sermon, I was just gonna preach the importance of community. If you're listening and you're just starting out and you worry that it can be an anxiety riddled affair joining or speaking up or introducing yourself, I can't reiterate enough that in the community that YAG is built, that is completely unnecessary. We don't, the first rule is don't be a dick, man. So don't worry. This community and the overall community of growers is very welcoming. You just got to find the people that you get along with, and you'll learn so very much. I promise you that. Information should always be free.
Ego death.
Don't Yeah, ego death. Don't be a dick, mind your own business, and go with Frog.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's why I don't.
Well, it's okay. I almost said information should always be wait, shouldn't always be free. Whatever. See, I can't fucking speak. I'm fucking petitioning to never do this again. I'm just kidding. All right. Thank you for listening, my friends.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, you're gonna have to end this fucking recording. Oh
Oh
nope,
no.
my mouse just came back. I got it.
Oh, okay.